My. Is it me? Or are these white Christians showing their whole ass? Pardon me, Christians.
Today, I feel like quitting.
Oh, not yet. Before we get into Kirk Franklin, let's go back and talk about Bishop Boomer being called tattoo. Listen to some of the things he had to say.
Of this 4 or 5 day back and forth is on text. Kevin Adele is disingenuous. He's not telling the truth, and he's also lying. Okay? He told the Detroit News that he sent it to me so that I could be aware of it. Okay? This is what he sent to me. You look like a midget. Your tattoo from the Fantasy Island. I didn't know they made tuxedos that small. This is not funny. He texts me back. LOL.
Okay, so I know a lot of y'all is mad young because that's even older. That's before me. But I do know what they referencing because I've seen the reruns. So I'm going to show you real fast. The plane!
Our guests are arriving on time, to the second.
They always do. And you always act like it's a miracle.
My dear Tattoo, when each guest is paying $50,000 for a 3-day stay on Fantasy Island, he or she deserves miracles.
Right, boss?
Oh yeah, that's racist as hell. He said, I know they make tuxedos that small. Okay. All right. I know that sounds fucked up, but here's why I'm laughing.
You know, for me, it's a spiritual thing. There's a scripture in the Bible that talks about consuming fire and purifying fire. When you look at it, fire is just fire. What determines a purifying fire or a consuming fire is the material that you place in it. So if you put wood or paper in it, it's going to consume it. But if you put precious metals in it, it's going to purify it. And I believe that you're being tried by the fire. And the fire is not consuming you. And that's where I am. It's time now for us to have somebody that can bring some jobs to this nation and look out for the Christians, our spiritual and Christian rights. And I'm so with you on that.
Much later.
I said, this has racist connotations. It's equivalent to blackface. He then sends me a picture of him in a tuxedo, and he doodles blackface on the person.
Oh my God.
They can say whatever they want to say. I'm not talking. He is. Every text I have here.
Today, I feel like quitting.
So now it was always interesting to me that there were several preachers in that picture. And nobody seemed to say much but Bishop Bloomer. Until apparently Kirk Franklin was censored during his acceptance speech at the Christian, because there's a difference between Christian and gospel. So he said, in the Christian Grammys.
I am heartbroken that I even have to share this with you. In 2016, I was blessed to win an award for Best Gospel Artist at the Dove Awards. Many of you may not know the Dove Awards in comparison are the Christian Grammys, like the Stella Awards or the Gospel Grammys. For so long, the terms Christian and gospel for many are code words for white and black, which history may teach us was a setup for this unfortunate place we find ourselves in today. During that award speech, I felt the responsibility as a Christian and a man of color to address the civil unrest at that time that was plaguing our country, with the killings of Philando Castile and Walter Scott, just to name a few, by white police officers. And at the same time, the horrific killings of 5 Dallas police officers by an African American.
So he's sitting there trying to be fair, while the police were gearing up to shoot us in our homes where we stand for nothing.
You can talk about this being fair or what have you, but I will be brutally honest with you. Fairness has never been really a great value in my mind. I like greatness and winning and dominance and beauty. Those are values, not really fair.
So for those of you that don't know, Richard Spencer is a, well-known white supremacist, a white nationalist, whatever, right? So I just want you guys to see, while we're sitting here struggling for equality, they don't care. You're begging people for fairness and equality that don't believe in fairness and equality. Like, I just want you guys to understand it. Get that through your head.
I called upon the audience to join me in remembering that as Christians, when we say nothing, we're saying something. After a standing ovation, we prayed and stood in unity for all the families affected by those tragedies. We all felt that moment that there was a shift in the climate of our separate worlds. Unfortunately, when that speech aired on the Christian network TBN, that part of my speech was edited out. I made my disappointment and frustration known to the Double Wards Committee and to the Trinity Broadcasting Network. I never heard from TBN, and the Double Ward Committee promised to rectify the mistake so that it wouldn't happen again. In 2019, history repeated itself. I was humbled to win the same award, and during my speech, I brought attention to the murder of a Tatiana Jefferson in her home by a white police officer. I asked everyone in the audience and those viewing to join me in prayer for not only Tatiana's family, including her 8-year-old nephew who witnessed the killing, but also for the family of the police officer. Last week, during the airing of the awards on the same network, again, that part of my speech was edited out. So now, after a meeting with the Double Wards Committee and representatives of TBN, I've made the decision after prayer, consultation with my team, and my pastor, Dr. Tony Evans, to not attend any events affiliated with or for the Double Wards, Gospel Music Association, or TBN until tangible plans are put in place to protect and champion diversity, especially where people of color have contributed their gifts, talents, and finances to help build the viability of these institutions. I'm aware that the word boycott often has a negative connotation and finality to it, but my goal will forever be reconciliation as well as accountability. It is important for those in charge to be informed. Not only did they edit my speech, they edited the African American experience. I'm not asking those in the gospel community to follow my decision. No, this is my personal choice to take a stand and hold responsible those in positions of power to acknowledge the issues in our separate communities that have existed from colonialism to Jim Crow. To many of the issues facing us today, I pray there will be a significant change from this hurtful experience. I look with anticipation for that day of healing, and I'm committed to contributing to that process. In the end, we will not remember the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends.
I get that some of you would say, that the Word Network employs a lot of black people. If he treated the highest paid of the black people working at that station like that, how do you think he's treating the secretaries and the janitors and everyone in between? Like shit.
See, just like white supremacy understands, if I give them a white image of a black man, call him Jesus, and I have them worship it, they will not fight me. Jesus, I love you. What was the image that went through the brain computer? See, I was outside walking today, and we were talking, said something about Jesus, and I saw go through my brain computer the image of a white man. See, check yourself out. Go home in the quiet of your own space and say Jesus and see what kind of image comes to your mind. That is captivity. So you got to scrub. She's scrubbing the brain cells. I mean, scrub, and you think you have it out, and then you say Jesus. And it's right there, 1987, May. That is how you capture people. A system is made to turn out a particular product. This particular system has been designed for the purpose of white genetic survival. And so it is a system of programming the brain computer in all of these areas of activity to achieve this objective.
Let me tell you something about the brain. The brain is an associating organism, so anything you feed it, it will automatically draw conclusions about other stuff. So if you raise a black kid on a steady diet of white Christ as God, your son will begin to generalize that to all white men. If Jesus is God and Jesus is white, the cop must also be godly. The judge must be godly. My principal must be godly. And maybe that's why white people are in charge, because they are of God. What do the scientists say is the age at which children know their race and also their race's place in the world? 4 years old. Before your baby go to kindergarten, you done already brainwashed them. Stop talking about public school. You did it in your house.
I grew up in a very strict Christian household. Now, although I grew up in a very strict Christian household, I did not grow up with the ideology that Jesus was white. My mother said to us very early in life that, you know, the Bible says that Jesus has hair of wool and skin of bronze. And she asked me, who did that look like? And I told her, me, mommy. And so not only did I not grow up with white Jesus, but I also did not grow up with white anything. No white Santa Claus, no white nativity scenes, no white angels. Also, my parents did not allow us to have white dolls. If the doll did not come in black, my mother told me that it wasn't for me. That was it. And, you know, it was that simple logic that, like, took me through. Like, when I got to a certain age, I knew not to even ask for the doll if it didn't come in black. I didn't even want it. And so, you know, I'm starting to think as I look back now, you know, that probably had a part in making me who I am today.
But we are programmed to think that Jesus was white, and therefore his father is white. And we were taught to sing, Jesus, translate white man, loves the little children. All the little children of the world, red, yellow, black, and white. All are precious in his sight. How many know that song? You see, but being taught that God is white, and they got a musical, came out some time ago, Arms Too Short to Box with God. Meaning arms too short to box with the white man. See, when I was a little child, having seen the Sunday school card with Jesus on it, I had just drawn my own conclusion that the man on the Quaker Oats box must be God. See, he was somewhat older with white hair. Jesus was younger, so, you know, now we thank him for the food. We just had this big Quaker Oats box in the pantry. I mean, that was my conclusion. But if you, any of you, saw a Sunday school card with the white Jesus, your brain jumped to that conclusion too without your knowing it. That's called a subconscious conclusion. So anyway, this was deeply programmed in our thinking.
And we're not talking about religion, we're talking about the imagery that we use within the religions. Understand what the word symbol means. A symbol is an object that infers more than what it appears to on the surface. Let me say it again. A symbol is an object that infers more than what it appears to on the surface. So if we use the definition of a symbol and apply it to that picture, what is being inferred? Not just that Jesus was white, but that the God is a white man. And if the white man is God, it automatically brings the conclusion that the black man is the devil. See, when a black child is raised believing this to be the savior, then the brain automatically associates that image with the image of every other white man that child ever sees, and so all white men become the savior. Well, if color don't matter, why did the European go out of his way through a process of more than 500 years to change every black Madonna and child of Jesus the Christ and his mother Mary in painting and in statue from an African to a European? If it did not matter.
I'm not here to change your religion. I'm here to show you that white supremacy is a cancer that has leached into every area of people activity. Religion being a major area.
See, we keep running into a wall and wondering how come things haven't worked out. Because we have been deceived. We have been told we are in a democracy where everybody is equal. The truth and the reality is that we are in a system of racism, white supremacy. See, we're told that the system of democracy has imperfections. No, we are in a system of white supremacy that has been perfected. And that's why we keep staying basically in the same position. And as long as we don't understand we're dealing with a system, every week we just complain another black man has been shot, another black man has been killed. You say, oh, 10 over there, 3 over there. Oh, well, let's add up the statistics and somebody will run and complain about it. But if it's happening over and over again, that implies intentionality. And if the system is about white genetic survival, who is the enemy of the state? No, the black man.
A couple of minutes here, because I want to call out the names of the people that have signed the petition. If your pastor's name is not on this petition, you should be concerned. If your name, and you're a minister, because we pulled off each minister name. Some of our white brethren names got on this petition was for some of our leading black brothers got on this petition. Oh, our white brother is going to come aboard. A matter of fact, they're already on board. What's a shame is they beat you on board in the midst of your own struggle. Listen to the names. Of course, Archbishop Bernard Jordan, the second person that signed, would you believe this? Vicky Yohe, Christian recording artist. Now, why is Vicky Yohe the first recording artist that signed when this boycott went on? And I'm reading through here looking for Kirk Franklin because his face is in the meme. I'm disturbed, I'm concerned. Wake up, black folks, wake up. Pastor Deborah Jordan, Pastor Jessica Jordan, here, Pastor Larry Reed. Are you ready? Paul Crouch Jr. signed the petition. Wake up, black folks, wake up. Wake up, black folks, wake up. Lisa Sharon Harper from Freedom Road. Pastor Mark Burns, the Harvest Praise and Worship Center. Reverend Dr. Peter Hetzel, Micah Clergy Table. Reverend Anita Faye Wilson, Apostle Travis Wright, Reverend Yolanda Brown from Center of Destiny Ministries, Minister Only Love Chika Austin from Beth Ethel, the House of Yahweh, Minister Derek Montgomery, Dr. Udina Wiley Jackson, Power, Praise and Deliverance Church, Pastor Brenda Hill from Majesty Christian Church, Reverend Dion P. Bossier, MDiv at Mount Avery Baptist Church. Bishop Jarrett Jackson, Apostle Mary Thomas, Reverend Corey Teague, Bishop Amir Mays, man of God, that's an activist right there in North Carolina. Pastor Mascarene Cohen, Apostle Dr. Alexander Gray, Senior Pastor Brenda Hill, Pastor Teddy Caesar, Dr. Lady Moore, Apostle Jeremiah Smith, Apostle Ken Cox, Minister Lorenzo Daughtry Chambers. He's a third generation civil rights. His grandfather, Herbert Daughtry Chambers, spoke to him the other day. He says, let me know when y'all are going out to start marching. He says, he's 80-something years old. He says, this is my kind of fight. I'm getting a plane ticket. I'm going to join you. I said, okay, Reverend, I didn't want to stretch. He says, no. He's a Pentecostal spirit-filled, one of the spirit-filled leaders when I was a kid. He was on radio talking about social justice, one of the few Pentecostal tongue-talking preachers that was on the front line. He left here to go to Mandela funeral. Mandela was at his church. Listen, one of my bishops died in South Africa that was a freedom fighter for apartheid and began to become an ambassador. I went there to bury one of my bishops. Listen, I didn't just jump into social justice. Some of y'all think that Bishop Jordan just got into this. No, I've been in social justice for a long time. I was on the front. I was at the United Nations prophesying concerning the fall of apartheid, and to members that was on death row, prophesying about their release and that they wouldn't be hung. This is documented. But I'm just a prophet doing my work. But I had to come out of my office because some of you are doing the work for the applause and not really doing the work for the people. I'm grieved. I hope you're not exploiting our people. Dr. Louis T. Tate Jr., Bishop S. Janine Hyman, Ph.D., Apostle Dr. Louise Bonaparte, N.D., Prophet Elijah Berrien, Overseer Deontay Riley, Prophet Everton Ofori Atta, Evangelist Tisha Horton, Pastor Donna Ara Williams, Pastor Genevieve Bruley, Reverend Marjorie Goodson, Prophetess Phyllis Newsome, Pastor Cynthia J. Dunbar, Pastor Jesse Bloodsore, Reverend Dr. Robert M. Waterman, Bishop Kenneth Booker, Minister Victory Ledgerwood, Pastor Francon Ivy, Bishop Dr. K.C. Moore Sr. Have you heard your pastor's name here yet? Bishop Usher, Apostle Michelle McKenzie, Apostle Jeremiah Smith, Bishop Kevin Foreman, Evangelist Tisha Horton, Pastor Donna Williams, Reverend Marjorie Goodson, Prophetess Phyllis Newsome, Pastor Jesse Bloodsore, Apostle Audrey Hurd, Minister Jeanette Johnson, Reverend Ruth Pruitt, Reverend Michael McBride, Faith in Action, Live Free, Prophet William Richard, Apostle Clara Joyner, Pastor Sean Adams, Reverend Richard Hughes, Pastor Jose Humphrey from Metro Hope Church, Reverend Anita Cobbs, Minister Lilith Burrows, Pastor Victoria Burst, Pastor Pamela Cook, Pastor Barbara Blackwell, Bishop Ta Maryham, Bishop J.L. Jackson, Reverend Watkins, Bishop Steve Burks, Reverend Betty Horn, Dr. Alex Ellis, Evangelist Laura Johnson, Pastor Sandra Fitzgerald, Pastor Shonda Obi, Minister DJ Robinson, Dr. Andrea Rocket, Dr. G. Harris Bethel International Church, Evangelist Sheila Nimrod, Reverend Rafa Moore, Reverend Dr. Michael J. Johnson, Apostle Travis Wright, Elder Jawan Thomas, Elder Aaron Betterson, Pastor Jakari Edmond, Reverend Nephrod Hanisk, Bishop John Jennings, Reverend Deborah Jenkins of Faith That Works Christian Church, Elder Tamika Benjamin, Dr. Dennis T. Collins, Elder Tavaran Riley, Reverend Lonnie Jose, Elder Aaron Betterson, Prophetess Lisa Gibson, Evangelist Laura Johnson, Minister Aura Eaton, Bishop Stevie Burks, Minister Chris Pritchett, Pastor Sean Adams, Pastor Victoria, Elder Gloria Jean Kelly, Reverend Betty Home, Pastor Shonda Obi, Apostle Dr. Salitha Lane, Pastor Charles Bryant, Dr. Andrea Rocket, Elder Jawan Thomas, Reverend Deborah Jenkins, Reverend Linda Woodard, Dr. Michael L. Mosley, Apostle Barbara Green, Reverend Jonathan Simpson, Apostle Lebang Molaidi, Reverend Dr. Kim Ware, Bishop Atiba Moses, Apostle Ivy Tanner, Reverend Melvin Freeman, Evangelist Kevin Hope, Apostle Ivy Tanner, Apostle Royal Moore, Bishop Ralph Dennis, Apostle Natia Taylor, Pastor Okudua Thetis, Minister Kizzy Williams, Elder Jackie Morris, Reverend Dr. Kim Ware, Apostle Sharon Van Buren, Reverend Terry Lemons, Reverend Andrew Wade, Reverend J. Thomas L., Apostle Lebang, and Apostle Michael Thomas, Bishop Brian T. Talbert Jr., Apostle Jocelyn Barbie, Pastor Pamela Salters, Apostle W.J. Rideout. Okay, family. This is real, and this is a call to action. This is not going to go away, and it will not stop. I'm calling you to get busy. On the site here, there should be a link. I want us to go over 5,000 by tonight. If you have not signed up, now is a time to sign. Now is a time to be a part. This is our fight together. Remember, the network, the plantation network, cannot stay on if you don't support it. So guess what you got to do? You got to do what our people need to be doing, is withdraw your support. And let it make a statement. In a moment, we'll look at some of these other networks. They need to be looked at. If they're Christian, we need to, they need to live up to their Christianity. But I'm mighty concerned that the faces that are greenlit on some of these platforms are faces that make oppressors comfortable. We need faces and voices that will make a new America that could become the dream of Dr. King and become the dream that is everyone's dream, a dream of real reconciliation. Well, God bless you. I want to thank those of you that have stayed with us this long.